in the one example I'm thinking of is one where I cited the UN article, and it was an actual article reporting the UN statement essentially legitimizing pedophilia, saying that sex with minors shouldn't be demonized. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact article, but that was the statement. And I posted a shot of the headline and the article, which was clearly cited. And the independent, quote unquote, independent fact checkers said that I have misinterpreted the article. And therefore, that was,
Can we see what that actual article says? What does the actual article say?
Let me see if I can find it.
Jamie can probably find it.
It was a UN statement or policy that was passed.
Were they trying to use the term minor attracted people?
I don't know that they use that term, but
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That one's insane.
It is insane.
And that's like saying a murderer is a murder attracted person.
Yeah. Someone attracted to killing people.
The criminals do more than us to take care of the pedophiles, and it's sad.
Right. Once they get in jail.
They do more than us. We do nothing.
I don't know what I'm looking for again. I have something, but I don't know.
I would look for like United Nations sex with minors.
I found it.
This is from a few months ago.
That says it's
that they legalized it, or
they're not in the business of legalizing things, but they're in the business of advocating for policy changes.
And so the idea was on their side was what? To stop demonizing people that are attracted to minors?
Right. That it should not be.
How scary is that?
Yeah.
That is so
and
insane.
Every one of their policies is the kind of stuff that somebody like Governor Green follows. He follows, from what I've seen.
But that's insane.
That's
insane.
All the politicians, they push. It's like that's how you get to the next level. Like you were talking, you want to be the best. You want to get to the next level.
Right.
Do what the UN is saying to do. That's where all the money is.
AP claims.
Claim a new United Nations report calls for decriminalizing sexual activity between adults and minors. AP's assessment false. A report published in March by the International Commission of Jurists in collaboration with the UN's AIDS agency called for enforcing minimum age of consent laws in a non-discriminatory manner. It did not call for decriminalizing all sexual activity between minors and adults. Spokesperson for the UN and the Commission confirmed the facts. The claim began with an April 14 blog post entitled UN Report Calls for Decriminalization of all sexual activity, including between adults and children, which cited specific passages of a document issued by the International Commission of Jurists in March. The claim quickly circulated across social media platforms, including on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Was that it? Does it show the actual, what actually the UN said?
That's all it shows on this website.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not
Which
enough.
I think it's interesting. I'm
I
seeing a
wanna
whole
know-
lot of parsing of words
like
there.
the bridge between it.
But I would like to know what they did say that would even
Let's see it.
that would even allow people to believe
That they said that.
that they
right?
said that. That seems just insane as it is. The problem with Googling this,
I know, so I got to
Yeah.
dig through all sorts of
DuckDuckGo.
websites that are already
Yeah.
trying to debunk it and
Well,
find out where
yeah, you got to
found
go
it or-
DuckDuckGo. Try this in
That's not
DuckDuckGo.
gonna help.
Well, it won't be curated, Jamie, and that's what's important. When you get to things that are curated, it gets me uncomfortable.
The very first things that come
The
up. are the
UF,
same
yes.
thing.
Well, that's good. That means it's probably not true. Let's find out if it is true. Fact check, post misrepresents, okay, so scroll down to that one. New UN report advocates for decriminalizing sex with minors. So this is one of those websites. This is from April 16th. Okay. What does it say? Principle 16, titled Consensual Sexual Conduct, reads, consensual sexual conduct, irrespective of the type of sexual activity, the sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression of the people involved, or their marital status, may not be criminalized in any circumstances. Consensual same-sex, as well as consensual different-sex sexual relations, or consensual sex relations with or between trans, non-binary, or other gender-diverse people, or outside marriage, whether premarital or extramarital, may therefore never be criminalized. With respect to the enforcement of criminal law, any prescribed minimum age of consent to sex must be applied in a non-discriminatory manner. Enforcement may not be linked to the sex, gender of the participants, or age of consent to marriage. Moreover, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law. In this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacities of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct and their right to be heard in matters concerning them. Pursuant to their evolving capacities and progressive autonomy, persons under 18 years of age should participate in decisions affecting them with due regard to their age, maturity, and best interests, and with specific attention to non-discrimination guarantees. Now, that to me could be interpreted as, like you say, that 16-year-old people should be allowed to have sex with other 16-year-old people, which doesn't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Like that,
but
they're
the
not
thing
saying
is,
older people are allowed to have sex with younger people.
why not 10 years old? According to this statement, why wouldn't that apply to
A 17-year-old
someone
having
who's
sex with a 10-year-old.
or however old, saying, well, hey, it was consensual? Does a 10-year-old have the ability to make that decision?
It says the laws should reflect the rights and capacity of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct and their right to be heard in matters concerning them. But the thing is, it's saying people under 18 engaging in sexual conduct. It doesn't say them engaging in sexual conduct with people older than that. If it did, then I would say, yeah, you're legalizing pedophilia. But what I think you're doing is you're allowing people under 18 to have sex, which they're going to do anyway.
I guess here's the issue with this statement, and why I raised it as a concern is it doesn't say, well, okay, as long as you have 2 kids under the age of 18 but above the age of whatever, 10 or 12 or you know, is the consensual it's so vague as to say, well, why shouldn't a 12-year-old have that capacity to make their own autonomous decisions about consensual sex, whether it's with a 17-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 60-year-old?
Right.
And it says it shall not be criminalized.
So it could open the door for someone interpreting that and saying that sex with someone under 18 years of age isn't criminal anymore.